There we go. Works a lot better if the headset's turned on. Well, that stinks. I was hoping to have some music here, but it looks like it's not going to work. Nothing. Alright, so I got hoist control to auto. Let's cruise back on over here. We'll bring up maps and missions, and that'll be set up ready to go. Alright, engine zeroed idle, pressure temperature all normal, operating range. Clear left, right, and above. Coming up. Alright, flight controls, CG feel normal. Coming up. Alright, so the basic scenario here is... Oh, let me get that back in trim so I don't look like an idiot. There we go, that's a little bit better. The basic scenario here is that there has been some type of plane crash. We got survivors in the water, and we are trying to rescue them. Alright, so I have noticed the go-no-go switch for putting our rescuer in the water is 300 feet. But if you don't hit this blue button right here, it will not put him in the water. So last time I tried to stay above 300, dipped below 300, and dropped him in the water a little bit before I meant to. So this will be my downwind right here. So this time I'm going to try waiting until I am ready for him to be in the water until I switch to hoisting. And there's my weirdness with the wind. Wind is now shown about 90 degrees off of where it was when I first started the kind of the downwind. So as soon as I get clear of these wires, I'll go ahead and pick up a descent and clear the wires. Let's not descend quite that fast. Alright, and see, what I'd like to be able to do is start hoisting a little bit further out so I can get my symbology, but we'll try that right there. Now that's going to splash him in the water right back there. My rescue site should start coming in here soon. And now I'm just going to hold this hover by hand, because that's kind of the point, isn't it? Right, so he is in the water. And I am going to descend very slowly, because 185 feet is pretty stout for a rescue. I usually shot for about 50 to 75 feet was about where I wanted to be. Of course, we did quick drops, so just kind of plopped our rescuer in the water like a fishing lure, and then immediately picked him up, which is not the technique that's set up in this. So might be better off a little bit higher. But I'm descending very, very slowly because I don't want to get into settling with power, and I'm really mainly focused on staying over my rescue site. Just coming down nice and slow. I'm probably going to shoot for about 75 feet is where I'm going to level out at. And yeah, I could be using my upper modes for all of this. Oh, actually, you know what? Looks like they are picking up. So we're going to go into an easy flyaway. It'll let go of that force trim release. We're just going to watch them do their thing. So right now I should be coming forward at about 5 knots, and we're a little closer to 10, but that's alright. Let's slow back just a little bit here. I think it may actually be wanting me. Oh, they're inside. Alright, cabin is secure. So we're going to lead with a little bit of collective, and then nose down. Pick up our airspeed a little bit more. Half an FLI probably should have been good. But live and learn, I guess. And actually, I'm going to come in. I would like to do a left pedal turn there at the rescue site. That way the wind can flow through my fenestron. That right pedal turn would put the wind into the exhaust direction of the fenestron, and it does not like that. So I come right over here. I'll start slowing back. We don't want to climb too much because that's just more that we gotta let back out when we come into land. I don't want to slow down too much, but I am looking for about 60 knots right up until we get to it. And actually, I'm just going to let it continue to decel at this rate. I like it. Which should put me coming through ETL actually right about the landing zone. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of a descent right here. And I'm going to start my pedal turn as well. There's one skid, two skid, and full down. Engine's coming to idle. Go ahead and let him out. So I do like that a little bit better, hitting that blue button as we get over the rescue site. I wonder if there's maybe... I don't think I've ever seen a binding for this, and maybe that's something that we get Dave to put in for us, is a control binding for that switch to rescue button. And then of course I could just manually control my hoist, but there's some weirdness with that it doesn't quite do. Now that's weird. I've never seen that right there. That's always been over here that I've seen. But I've never seen this specific HEMS setup. So it could be a part of that. Alright, I see him coming back in, so I'm going to go ahead and bring my engines back up. We are mission complete. Time to RTB. So, checking everything real quick. Temperature, pressure on normal operating range. Fuel for the mission. Cabin is secure. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pick this thing up like a cowboy. So I'm going to come up to a hover, and we're up. Now I'm going to go ahead and just crank it in. I'm going to put in a little bit of right cyclic, and then as soon as it starts to tend that way, I'm going to bring the nose around into the direction of travel until my trim ball comes in. And there it is. Let out some power before we over torque the aircraft. Now we're going to come in low level. I'm coming in hot. There's 50 feet. I think that's enough fate right there. Saturated my cyclic a little there. And roll. Shoot this gap and then have a big old whoa boy decel there at the end. We got a little bit of power we can use still. And let's go and do a little cyclic climb followed by dump the collective. Whoop, too much right pedal. Come on, sweetie, creep on forward. There we go. How about it? Almost like I knew what I was doing. Alright, engines to idle. Timer started. How about that? Alright, consumers off. So, verse order back to, or left to right, back to front. Leave our A-coal on. Tisk emergency exit lights were not armed. I didn't do that. There's 30 seconds. How about it? Good times.